Hello everyone and welcome to the GenAIScript channel. My name is Pelly and today I'm going to show you various ways to run scripts inside of Visual Studio Code. We're going to focus on all the UI ways you can run your script in a flexible way. So if we go into the documentation and you search for running scripts, you should find maybe search for Visual Studio Code. Running scripts, yes. Visual Studio Code. So there's some docs on the various ways to do that, but in a nutshell, let's take a look at VS Code and show it. All right, so we're in VS Code here, and we've got scripts here in the solution and the workspace. So the first thing I can do is if I'm working on the script, I can hit this button here, and I can say run, and it's going to run the scripts with no files because nothing is specified. All right, so that's one way to do that. The other way is through Copilot chat. So if you're in the ask mode, you can use our participants. So this is not MCP. So you can get the list of scripts here, okay? So there's a modifier, and then we can say GenAIScript / run a modifier. And basically this is running and piping the result in the chat window, which is nice because then it's part of the conversation. And I'm hiding it. Great. I'm in the way. Nice turn off. Yeah. So yeah, so one of the advantages of running this is that it's part of your chat conversation, and the next tool, the next Copilot question can use that. All right, now let's take a look at files. So let's say now we have a script that's going to use some files. So in this sense, we're going to say we're going to use the file. So we're going to, grab that. So our script assumes there's a file being used, so we should pass files. And in this case, we're going to say turn each file into an emoji. Sounds about right. Now, if I run this from here, there's no file defined. So I need to give it a default when I'm debugging. And I'm just going to say, let's grab this file here, right click and copy relative path. I'm just getting in white file. I don't need to go through the whole solution. All right, so it's going to pipe this file. So if I run this, it will use the default file set. You can see we got a nice emoji here. Great. All right, but the cool part is that now that I have something that's parameterized for files, I can apply it to something else. So I can go here and I can say run GenAIScript, and then it's going to ask me which script, so emojifier, and then now what it did, it ran emojifier for this file. And I can do also a whole folder. So for example, I can go and say, now run this for the whole folder. Yes, so it takes a bit longer, of course, but if we look at the trace, we'll see that there's a whole bunch of files in the request, and we get emojis for each file. We can even do pick and choose. So I'm going to say this one and this one and this one. So 3 files. And now I can right click and say run GenAIScript, emojifier, and then it will do the 3 of them. All right, so that's using the Explorer window. But back to Copilot chat. So we had, now what we can do Copilot chat is add files. So we're going to add context, and we're going to say main.bicep. So I'm going to add that to our context. I'm going to say GenAIScript run modify. So now what happens is this file is passed in the context. You can actually see the trace. The trace opened a window, but not inside of VS Code. So we'll skip that demo. So those are various ways for you to launch your, where's my camera? To launch your scripts. And it really depends on whether you're working on file or not. But once you have something parameterized for files, you should be able to run it on various ways. And of course, you can run that for the command line. So that's the end of this video. If I find the stop button.